Hi guys. Welcome. I'm just gonna give it a minute for people to get here. I miss you guys so much. I cannot tell you enough how much I miss you. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for your support, all your kind words of encouragement. I hope you know that is beyond appreciated. I wish I could express it properly, but it's been a hell of a week for everybody. And I just want you to know that we are so grateful. So grateful to our teachers who have taken the time to do these live videos. And I'm so grateful to all of you for your continued support. So thank you. All right, so it is 10:30 on the dot. I'm gonna try to be timely. I wanna let you guys know that I'm gonna be very descriptive verbally, so feel free to, just listen in, and I'll do my best to be descriptive so you don't have to watch the screen. I know it's not always as easy from home. Welcome. For those of you that haven't had the chance to meet, my name is Liana, and today's class is gonna be all levels. So before every class, I just remind everybody that no two bodies in this world are the same. And it's a beautiful thing. So what I might be doing on my mat may look different from what you're doing at home, and that's wonderful. That means you're listening to your body. So only you know what your body feels like. Listen to it. You know your injuries, your ailments. Honor those. And just remember that in yoga, you should never feel pain. It should never be sharp. So if anything becomes sharp, come up or out. And just honor your body today, please. Option for blocks, if you guys have them at home, I'll give a few options as well. So we are going to begin on our backs, please. Wherever you can find the most comfort. So you have that option for a traditional Shavasana, legs extended long. You have the option for Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees flaring out wide. And if you feel any discomfort in your lower back, option for a constructive rest with knees bent, falling in towards each other. Let's just take a few moments here to settle in. Remembering that your yoga practice doesn't expect you to show up with a clear mind, but it does ask that you try to be present. So let's all take the deepest inhale we've taken all morning. Exhale, sigh it out. And just let yourself arrive on the four corners of your mat. Let it be a safe space for you this morning. Let's begin to bring attention towards our breath. The breath is the foundation of the entire practice. Notice, feel your belly rise as you inhale. Feel it fall as you exhale. With each breath, let something in you settle. Let something in you soften. And remember today that with each exhale, you have the unique opportunity to release, to let go. Maybe of something that's not serving you. We're here for a couple more breaths. Taking the transition slow. We're going to bring our knees into our chest, however you choose. Maybe rocking left and right on the sacrum once you get there. Settling into center now. We'll keep our right knee into the chest as we extend our left leg long on the mat. Left foot is flexed. Right knee is coming closer towards that underarm, outer edge of rib. Any discomfort in the lower back, you can have that left leg bent, foot into the mat. Guiding ourselves into a twist, we'll guide that knee to the left as our right arm extends, and if okay for the neck, take your gaze to the right. The goal here is both shoulder blades down on the mat. Be gentle with it, first twist of the practice. Good, next inhale, let's roll to center and just switch sides. Right leg will extend long, guide yourself into your twist. That knee will make its way to the right as the left arm extends out. Gaze will go left if okay for the neck. Remembering to be gentle, first twist of the back. Beautiful, next inhale, meet you back in center, both knees into the chest. We're gonna be doing a rock and roll on our spine, forward and back. As many times as feels good for you, but when you're done, we're gonna end in Navasana boat pose to warm up our core. So we'll end sitting on our sits bones, chest lifted tall. Hands can be on the mat for the most amount of support. Hands can be behind the thighs or arms are extended, but your goal here is a long, straight spine. So feel free to take any of those modifications. Remember to breathe. We're here for one more breath. Beautiful, and next exhale, release into a comfortable seated position, cross-legged if it's available to you. And then just make sure you feel rooted in your mat. Option to sit on a block or bolster if you have discomfort here. Hands are by the sides, and we're gonna drop our chin into our chest. Strong inhale. And on the exhale, roll the right ear towards the right shoulder and pause for a couple breaths. Maybe if you want a little more intensity, you can walk your left fingertips away from your body. One more breath. Good, rolling that head through center, other side, left ear, left shoulder, pause here, and maybe you want to walk those right fingertips away, your choice. Good, rolling the head through center, one more each side, maybe you even want to pass the shoulder if okay for the neck, and then take it back through other side. We're all going to meet with our chin and our chest, and on our next inhale, look all the way up, chin to the ceiling. And on the exhale, drop it back down. Good, one more, inhale up. Open your throat. Exhale, drop it. Beautiful, lifting that head to neutral. We're headed to tabletop, however you choose. You do have the option to roll over the knees to get there. We're gonna finish in table, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And while you're here, just briefly gaze at your hands. Make sure your fingers are wide and check out that pointer finger. Let's make sure it's at least parallel with the side of the mat. Throughout class, I ask that you be mindful of these hands and try not to let the weight settle just in the heel of the hand, but instead press into the whole hand, pads and knuckles as well as fingertips to protect your wrists. We'll begin with a little cat-cow. On the inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin and chest. And on your exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine as you round. Take this at your pace, your breath. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. We're here for a few breaths. And this is really just meant as a warm-up in my practice to bring some mobility in. So if you prefer any other movement, feel free to take it. Maybe you like to take that C curve in your spine, looking left and right. You can roll out those hips. Beautiful, let's each go one more full round. And when you're done, let's meet back in that neutral tabletop posture. We're headed forward to puppy pose. So keep your hips directly over the knees, but walk the hands forward and allow your chest to dip towards the mat. Maybe your forehead and chin make it down, maybe they don't. That's not so important. We're just trying to create some space, build a little bit of length in our body before we build strength. It's an important balance between those two. With each exhale, your heart will dip closer to the mat, opening the pectorals, the shoulders, two areas we're about to ask a lot from. Good, slowly let's make it back to tabletop. Once you get to tabletop, step your right foot back, tuck your toes, and press through your heel. Pause to enjoy that calf stretch. Maybe you even want to roll back and forward on the ball of your foot. And then let's settle in. Check back in with those hands. Make sure your fingers are wide. Then bring your attention to your lower abdomen. Slight tuck of the pelvis, engage in the lower abdomen. Then let's lift that right leg. Your goal here is hips square to the mat. All levels class, option to keep both hands down, or maybe you want that left arm out, palm face in, thumb up, sunbird. Continue to breathe and try not to sink your weight into your right shoulder, so continue to create length there. reaching through fingertips, pressing through heel. Let your breath bring you strength. One more. Good, replacing that left palm to the mat. Right foot will come over the left, tuck your toes, press through your heel and gaze over your left shoulder. Beautiful, we're headed through to gate pose. So you'll release that foot down and around and stop in line with your left knee. And on your next inhale, let's reach up. Beautiful, right hand to right leg, left arm reaches, gaze up towards your ceiling. And then inhale back up, left palm plants, right arm lifts. This might be where you stay. Challenge option, you can engage your core and lift your right leg. Remember, choose the option that works for your body today, your practice. I'm only a guide. One more breath. Good, exhale, release, arms back up. And on the next exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. You might end up on your palms, you might end up on your forearms, and if it's within your practice, you can drop your hips to your heel. But again, don't allow for pain. We're here for a couple breaths. Beautiful, let's slowly make our way back to tabletop. Take your time with it. We have that same sequence, other side. Left foot will step back, tuck toes, press through heel, and enjoy the calf stretch. Maybe you want to roll back and forward on the ball of the foot. Think about a spinal extension as your crown of your head is also pulling forward. Settle into center. Create that engagement in the lower abdomen. That's an important step. So you're protecting your lumbar spine. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Then lift that left leg. Hips are square to the mat. Option to keep both hands down. Option to reach that right arm out. Just like a handshake. Palm is facing in, thumb is up. And again, be mindful you haven't sunk the weight into the left shoulder. Create space between the ear and the shoulder. Reaching through fingertips, pressing through heel. Remember your breath. Beautiful, you guys. One more. And on the exhale, replace the right palm if it was lifted. Left foot over the right. Tuck toes. Press through heel. Gaze over right shoulder. Good. Releasing that foot down and around. You'll pause in line with your right knee. And on your inhale, you'll reach up. Good. Exhale, left hand, left leg. Right arm reaches. And then next inhale, let's make it back up. Right palm plants, left arm lifts. This might be where you stay, or maybe you want to lift that leg. Your practice, your choice. Hoping you guys can still see me live. Is a little bit difficult for us non-tech savvy folk. Good, next exhale, replace the foot if it was lifted. Inhale, arms up. On your exhale, hinge at hips and fold. Maybe palms, maybe forearms, maybe hips to heel. One more breath. Good, slowly make your way back to tabletop. Check back in with those hands. I'm going to keep reminding you so we can protect those wrists. Fingers wide. We're tucking our toes, we're hovering our shins, our core is engaged, our shoulder blades are separating slightly. We're gonna be here a while. This is a strengthening posture. Make sure that core is fired up. You'll feel those quadriceps fire up. Continue to breathe. Let's separate our shoulder blades slightly. Don't sink the weight into your shoulders. Remember your strength. 2 more breaths, you got this. And on your next exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. It's your first down dog of the practice, so just get comfortable here. Maybe you want to pedal your knees or bend left and right. I always like to remind everybody the goal of this posture is about an elongated and decompressed spine. We're not worried so much about our heels hitting the mat, but instead that long spine. So let's all bend our knees together, feel our torso fall towards our thighs. Notice the length in your spine. And if that feels good, feel free to stay there. Maybe then you want to re-straighten those legs a bit. But remember, hips high, long spine. Headed forward to a core warm-up. Inhale forward to a plank and hold. In an all levels class, please note that the modification for anything involving plank would be knees down. Perfectly fine option. Listen to your body, your practice. Continue to breathe. If you're in the full expression, reach through the crown of the head, press through the heels. Shoulder blades are slightly separated. Let your breath bring you strength. 2 more, you got this. And on your next exhale, hinge it back, downward facing dog. So throughout class today, when we hinge to down dog, try to think of your abdominal muscles helping to pull your hips to the sky as opposed to your hands pressing the mat away. Let's try it together one more time. Inhale forward to a plank. Option to add on here, right knee into the right tricep with control. Step it back. Left knee, left tricep. Good, step it back. 1 more each side at your own pace. Last one. Once you get to plank, notice those abdominal muscles, engage them and have them pull your hips to the sky, downward facing. Good, looking between your hands, let's bend our knees and walk forward. We're headed towards ragdoll. Your feet can be about hip width, your torso falls down towards your thighs, let gravity take you, let the head go. Bend the knees as much as you need here so you can release in your lower back. You can shake your head out, yes and no. You can grab opposite elbows if it feels good and sway left and right. Good, settling into center. We're headed towards a twist. You may need a block if you have one at home. Bend in left knee, left palm plants to the mat or a block. Right arm lifts up. Gaze at the ceiling if okay for the neck. If you feel good here, you have the option to begin to straighten that left leg, but it's just an option. Good, 1 more strong inhale. Exhale, release and switch sides. Bend in the right knee, right palm plants, left arm lifts. Maybe gaze at ceiling. And then maybe you begin to straighten that right leg, or maybe you pass on that. You choose. Good, 1 more inhale. Exhale, let's release. All right, we're dropping down to a squat, so our hips are gonna come down towards our heels, and our heels will lift off the mat. For many of you, this might bring pain in the knees, and if so, I suggest that you stay up high with your elbows in your thighs, or you can bring a blanket behind those knees. If we're all the way down, we're trying for a toe stand, a little bit of balance. So find engagement in your core. Maybe you hover those hands off the mat, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. And then whatever arm variation you like, I like out wide, palms up. It's really up to you. Maybe locate a drishti, continue to breathe. Drishti is just a focal point. All right, we're headed to standing, but the challenge will be to keep our heels lifted. Take it at your pace. Root to rise, I'll meet you at the top. Heels stay up, arms reach to the ceiling. Tailbone is facing down. We're building some strength in our ankles and our feet. Notice if your shoulders prep towards your ears. Drop them away. And on your exhale, heels to the mat, hands to the heart. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms will reach up, right hand will grab left wrist. Create some length in your arm first, and on the exhale, reach right for a side body stretch. Good, inhale through center, left hand, right wrist. Create that length and reach. Good, inhale back to center, open your arms to cactus. Lift your heart and your gaze, open your throat. Beautiful, inhale, arms up. And on your exhale, hinge, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Fingertips can come to shins, crown of the head pulls forward. Exhale, plant palms. Step yourself to a plank, always option for knees down. We're headed towards our bellies. Your challenge will be to do so with control. Elbows are narrow towards those ribs. As you lower, all the way to the mat. Once you get down, untuck your toes, hands are on outer edges of ribs, elbows hug in, shoulders draw out of those ears. We're headed towards a few cobras together. On the inhale, heart forward and up. On the exhale, roll it down. 2 more, inhale up. Exhale, roll. Last one. Beautiful. We're headed towards down dog. Option 1, press yourself through tabletop. Challenge option, tuck your elbows in, tuck your toes, your one strong board. Press yourself to plank first, and then hinge back. Couple of breaths in down dog. Check in with hands, fingers wide, pressing into fingertips. Good, look between your hands, bend your knees, step, hop, or float forward. Good, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, arms reach up, gaze is up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna begin with a couple sun A's. I'm taking this first one slow. On the inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, fold. Good, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant palms, step yourself to plank, always option for knees down. Next inhale, shoulders shift forward. Next exhale, bend the elbows to the ribs, chaturanga. Inhale, peel the heart forward and up. Cobra up dog. Exhale, tuck toes. Hinge at hips, downward facing. So for those of you that are newer to this practice, we refer to that as a vinyasa or a flow. The sequence has quite a few of them. So remember, I'm just a guide. You can skip that as often as you need, hinging directly to down dog or child's pose with knees to the mat. Looking between hands, bend knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful, let's try it again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant palms, step to plank. Option for knees down, lower chaturanga. Good, inhale, heart forward and up. Exhale, tuck toes, hinge at hips, downward facing. Couple of breaths. Looking between hands, bend knees, make your way forward. Good, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold and hold here. We're dropping directly to chair today. Drop that bottom, and I'll meet you in chair pose. Traditionally, big toes touch and there's 1 or 2 inches from the heels, but you're also welcome to do hip width. So you choose what's best for your body. Any discomfort in the shoulders, arms can reach forward. Check out that tailbone. That's my biggest challenge, is tucking that tailbone for that nice long lumbar spine. And then gaze down, and if you don't see your toes, go ahead and pull your knees back a bit to protect that knee joint. We're gonna head to a twist together. So hands come to the heart. Option 1, you can just take your gaze and your torso right. Option 2, left elbow to right knee, hands at center of chest. The weight's towards the back of your foot, not a lot of weight in those toes. Continue to breathe. Good, challenging yourselves to stay in our chair. Inhale back to center, other side. Maybe just gaze and torso left. Maybe right elbow to left knee, hands at center of chest. Try not to let that right knee creep forward. I know it's gonna try. Stick with your breath. Remember your strength. Beautiful, one more strong inhale. On your exhale, release to a fold, let it go, let gravity take your head. And we'll treat this like we did ragdoll. Give yourself a couple moments to regain your breath. I want to remind you that everything today is with your breath, not necessarily at the exact pace of my cue. So on your next inhale, half lift, flat back. And on your exhale, plant palms, step back, option for vinyasa, option to skip. Whatever you choose, we're all meeting in downward facing dog. Couple of breaths when you get there. Beautiful. Let's head to warrior one. Inhale, right leg will lift up. Exhale, step it through with control. Back foot's gonna drop to the mat at a 45-degree angle, and we'll lift up. Warrior one. So my biggest challenge is squaring off those hips. So we want those hips square to the front of the room. This may not come naturally. You can always use your hands to help them out. Or if you're struggling there, you can heel toe your right foot out to widen your stance. Knees over ankle in the front. You're strong in your back left leg. Press into that back left foot. Notice if your shoulders crept toward your ears. If so, draw them away. We're going to build some strength together. Crown of the head will reach forward. Arms will reach to opposite ends of the room. Try not to allow your navel to collapse into your thigh. So navel's off the thigh, navel all the way back towards your spine. Fingers wide, strong in that back left leg. Still press into that left foot. Feel the energy in your fingertips as you reach to opposite ends of the room. Think about what you're radiating out into the world today. Maybe self-acceptance, maybe compassion, maybe gratitude, whatever it is. Feel that energy. Continue to breathe. Good. Next inhale, rise with strength. Arms up, warrior one. We're headed into our shoulders, humble warrior. Hands come behind the back. Interlace them if you're able. Modification, the back of the hands can just rest on the lower back. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. Look up. Exhale, right shoulder towards the inside of the right knee. Depending on your body, your hands might stay on your back, and that's okay. Please don't push this rotation. You're still getting a stretch in that joint. You're still strong in your back left leg. Continuing to breathe. I'm making my breath extra loud for you today, so remember that breath, please. Good, engage your core. Inhale, rise with strength. Arms up, warrior one. Strong inhale here. And on the exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Right foot steps back to meet left. Option for vinyasa, option to skip. Whatever you choose, we're all meeting in downward facing. Couple of breaths when you get there. Good, let's head to warrior one, other side. Inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, step it through with control. Back foot's going to drop to that 45 and we'll lift up. Give yourself time. You never want to compromise the integrity of the pose to rush. So check out the hips. Let's square them off if they're not already there. Knee over ankle in front. Strong in back right leg. Shoulders out of ears. Good, let's build some strength together. Crown of the head will reach forward. Arms will reach. Navel does not collapse into that thigh. Navel draws in towards your spine, core engagement, fingers wide. Feel the energy in those fingertips as you reach to opposite ends of the room. Continue to breathe. Good, one more. And on your next inhale, rise with strength, warrior one. We're headed into our shoulders, humble warrior, hands behind the back. Interlace if you're able. Inhale, roll them up and back, look up. Exhale, left shoulder towards inside of left knee. Honor your body, don't push that rotation. Hands can stay on the back if that's where they want. If they go away naturally with gravity, then great, but don't push it. Strong in that back right leg. Good, engage your core. Inhale, rise with strength, warrior one. Strong inhale here. And on your exhale, hands come down to frame foot. Left foot steps back to meet right. Option for vinyasa, option to skip and hinge direct to down dog. Whatever you choose, I'll meet you in downward facing dog. We're headed to a high crescent lunge. Inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale with control, step it through between the hands. Try to land lightly. We're all going to stay on the ball of our back foot for this one and lift up, high crescent. We're headed towards a balance challenge. Balance can change day to day, especially with a busy mind. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself a little grace. We're headed to a standing march. Maybe it's one step that you get there, maybe it's 2, but we're all gonna meet with our left knee lifted towards our chest, standing march. Left knee up, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. Foot is flexed. Shoulders are out of those ears. Good, with control, we're taking it to a lunge. Take your time. Landing on the ball of that back foot. Good job, you guys. You can always readjust your stance if you landed in a way that doesn't feel right for the body. And then we're gonna try that one more time. So remember, as many steps as it takes you, maybe you step forward first, however you wanna get there. Standing march, left knee up. Crown of the head tall. Left foot flexed. And if this is too much, you can bring the ball of the foot to the mat. You're still building your balance. So again, give yourself grace, be patient with yourself. And with control, we're headed back to our lunge. At this point, modification would be to drop the left knee, if you'd like, for a little more stability, or we're on the ball of back foot. You guys choose. Headed towards another twist. Challenge yourself to keep your hips facing forward, but the left arm reaches forward as the right arm reaches back for a twist. Continue to breathe. One more. And on your inhale, I'll meet you at center. We're taking cactus arms again, lifting our heart and our gaze, opening our throat. Changing that gaze will challenge your balance. One more strong inhale. And on the exhale, release the hands to the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. We're headed towards lizard pose. So you'll heel toe your right foot out and hands are on the inside of the foot. If you have a block at home, you may want one. If being on your palms creates pain, I would suggest a block underneath your palms. If you feel good here and you want to take it further, you can drop to your forearms. And if you're somewhere in between those two, a block to your forearms. Let your head go. And remember what we talked about. Every exhale is your opportunity, your chance to release. Give yourself this time. Maybe think of something you can let go of, something that's not serving you. And again, with each breath, just let it go. Two more breaths. Good job, you guys. Slowly, let's make our way back to our palms. Take your time with it. Heel toeing up, foot to center. Hands will frame the foot. Tucking back toes, engage your back leg. Please think about engaging your abdomen. So we're stepping that right foot back to a plank, but challenge yourself to not fling it back, but step it back with control. Good. We're headed to Vashisthasana, side plank. There's options for everybody. Right palm center, we're rolling open, stacking hips. Modification here, drop your right knee. Just as great of an option. Maybe you stack or stagger your feet. Maybe you lift a leg. Whatever's in your practice, be proud of it. Two more breaths. One more. Good, next exhale, left palm to the mat, option for vinyasa, option to skip. I will meet you in downward facing. Couple of breaths in down dog. All right, crescent lunge, other side, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, take it through between the hands. Staying on the ball of the back foot, we'll lift up, high crescent. Maybe look at a drishti, a focal point. We're headed towards that balance challenge, standing march. Take as many steps as you need, right knee up. Right foot flexed. Shoulders out of the ears. Let that breath guide you. And with control, we're headed back to our lunge. Readjust the stance if you need to change anything. Regain that stability. Regain that breath. And when you're ready, however many steps, right knee up. Couple of breaths. Good job, you guys. Let's head back to our lunge. Take your looking those hips forward as we head towards our twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. Twisting only from the upper body, maintaining strength in your lower body. Continue to breathe. Good, next inhale, I'll meet you at center. We're headed to cactus arms. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, open your throat. One more strong inhale. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. We got lizard on this side. Heel toe that left foot out. Hands are on the inside of the foot. The one thing you also want to stay mindful of is try not to let your knee pass your ankle by much, just to protect that knee joint. So if you can, knee over ankle. Maybe palms, maybe forearms, maybe in between with that block. Remembering to honor our bodies and to never allow for pain. Let your head go. Thinking of what we can release here. And with those exhales, let it all out. Couple more breaths. You guys are doing great. Slowly, we're going to make it up to our palms. Take your time. Heel toe that foot back to center. Hands frame foot. Tucking back toes. Engage back leg. Think about controlling with your abdomen. Step it back lightly. Good. Vashisthasana, other side. Left palm center. You're rolling open to the other direction. Hips are high. Modification. Drop your left knee. Honor your body and wherever you're at. Please be proud of it. 2 more breaths. One more. And on the exhale, right palm to the mat. Option for vinyasa. Option to skip. But whatever you choose, we're meeting in child's pose. Knees to the mat, hips to the heels. Take a moment to regain your breath. Maybe you want to grab water, towel off. I'm going to grab some water. I always like to take this opportunity to return to our intention if we set one. And if you don't have one in mind today, maybe you remind yourself that there's an incredible power in knowing that you are in control. You may not be in control of what happens, but how you react, what you surround yourself with, your perception. Whatever your intention may be, let that bring you focus, let that bring you strength as we flow through the rest of class. Two more breaths. Good job, you guys. Next inhale, I'll meet you in tabletop. I like to pause here. We're headed towards some core work involving our legs, so let it be known that you can do this from tabletop as a modification. You're still building strength, just a little bit less intensity. Otherwise, we're going to head to downward facing dog. Before we move on, I want you all to check in with your hands. Are your fingers wide? Are you pressing into your fingertips? Let's protect those wrists. We're moving with control and not momentum. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Good. Inhale, extend. Right knee, right tricep, shoulders over wrists. Good. Inhale, extend. Cross the body, left tricep. Good. Inhale to extend. And with that same core control, step it all the way through. See if that foot can land lightly. Back foot's going to drop parallel to the back of the mat, and we're cartwheeling up in Warrior 2. Good job, you guys. Check out those shoulders, and let's make sure they're directly over our hips. And then everyone flip their palms. Inhale, reach up, straighten your leg, gaze up. Exhale, Warrior 2. Let's just try that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Settling into your lunge. Full expression would be knee over ankle. We're headed to Peaceful Warrior. Right palm will flip. Right arm will reach back, but that lunge will stay the same. Left hand can be on back leg or around the small of the back. forearm to thigh, left arm up. Maybe you want to drop your hand down. Maybe you want to take a bind. It's your practice, you choose. Beautiful, inhaling, warrior two. Okay, challenge posture today will be half moon. Block is very, very helpful. So feel free to grab a block and place it in front of your front foot. Half moon is a challenging posture, so again, give yourself grace, be patient with yourself. We're lifting off our back leg, attempting to stack our shoulders and our hips. So you may start with a block, and again, no need to do this. The modification would be, I don't think you guys can see me. The modification would be back to side angle. And then maybe start with the block, see how you feel, and then if you feel stable, you can always remove the hand from the block. 2 more breaths. Good, with control, we're headed back to warrior two. Try to land lightly. Beautiful, you guys. Give yourself a moment to regain your stance. Strong inhale here. And on the exhale, cartwheel the arms to frame the foot. Right foot steps back to knee left. Challenge option. You can keep the leg lifted as you lower in chaturanga. If you choose that, place it down for the back bend, and we meet in down dog. Couple of breaths in downward facing. All right, we're headed towards that same core work with our legs. Remember, this can be done from tabletop. Let's move with control, not momentum. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. Good, inhale, extend. Left knee, left tricep, shoulders over wrist. Good, inhale, extend. Cross your body, right tricep. Beautiful, extend. And then with control, take it through. Left foot comes lightly. Back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Let's cartwheel up. For this sake, I'm going to turn around so you can see me. All right, shoulders over hips. Beautiful, flip those palms. Inhale, reach up, straighten leg. Exhale, warrior two. Try that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, take it down. Good job, you guys. Settle into that lunge. Knee over ankle if you can get it, but listen to your body. Left palm flips, left arm reaches. Peaceful warrior. Maybe that hand's on the back leg. Maybe it's around the small of the back. Good. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, your version of side angle. Maybe forearm to thigh, maybe left hand down, maybe bind. Your practice, your choice. Good, and on the inhale, warrior two. All right, make the decision for your body. I want everyone at home to feel empowered to modify today. So the modification, just go back to side angle. If you want to try for half moon, maybe you grab that block. I'm just shifting back so you can see, lifting off back leg. We're going to attempt to stack shoulders and hips. Maybe gain some stability. If your hand's on the block and you're feeling good, maybe you release the hand from the block. Continue to breathe. Good job, you guys. 2 more breaths. With control, let's make it back to warrior two. Try to land lightly. We'll meet for a strong stance, strong breath. 1 more inhale. And on the exhale, cartwheel the arms to frame foot. Left foot steps back to meet right. Maybe it stays lifted as you lower chaturanga. Place it down for the back bend. I'll meet you guys in down dog. Good job, you guys. We're headed towards malasana. So look between the hands, bend the knees, but we're going to step to the outside of the hands when we step up. So hands or feet are on the outside of the hands. And we're going to heel or bring our heels in and our toes out as we sit down into Malasana Yogi Squat. Depending on your body, this might feel like much. You can always bring a block under those sit bones. And if that's too much, you can always just bring the elbows and the thighs and stay up high. If you're all the way down, elbows are on the inside of the knees, hands are at the heart, crown of the head is tall. I like to ease into it. Sometimes I find a little bit of organic movement. You do you. Couple of breaths, crown of the head still reaching to the ceiling. And when you're you're ready, left hand will come down in front of left foot as the right arm reaches up. Feeling that little bit of leverage between that tricep and that knee. Nice opening of the hip. Next exhale, let's switch sides. Right hand down in front of right foot, left arm up. One more strong inhale. And then exhale, release. Good job, you guys. We're gonna bring our hands to the mat. Feet will come back to hip width. Depending on where you're at your mat, you're either gonna need to walk forward or back into a downward facing dog. Good, we're headed to pigeon pose. I'm gonna show it, but just know there's a modification on your back if this is too intense. Inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee towards back of right wrist, maybe right ankle towards left wrist. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, and shimmy your hips towards the mat. Walking the hands in, we create a little bit of length in our spine. And on the exhale, hinge and fold, knowing that you always have the option to also stay upright. If this brings any form of pain, because we learned pain is not okay in yoga, take reclined pigeon on your back, essentially a figure four, right ankle over left knee. You guys choose the option that works for your body. Remember to utilize your breath. We all carry and build tension in our hips every day. So whether you walk, you run, you sit, you stress, it's all in there. Give yourself this time to release it. We're here for 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Slowly, let's make it back to our palms if we aren't already there. You guys have options here. Tucking back toes will engage our back leg. Maybe you just go to down dog and stay there. Maybe you lift your right leg, bend the knee, and allow the heel to fall towards the glute for scorpion dog. Your choice. If you're at home and you have space and wild things in your practice, of course you're welcome to take that. It's your practice. Whatever you chose, let's make it back the way we came, squaring off hips, release right foot down. Good, always the option to pedal out before you move on. And when you're ready, pigeon other side. Inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, left knee towards back of left wrist, maybe left ankle towards right wrist. Drop back knee, untuck toes, shimmy down. Good, walk those hands in, create some length in your spine. And on your exhale, hinge and fold. Not allowing for pain, remembering the option on the back. Allowing yourself to release, hopefully leaving your practice today feeling lighter. It's been a heavy week. Give yourself time to release some of that heaviness. Beautiful, 2 more breaths. Slowly, we're going to make it back to our palms, taking your time with it. You know your options. Tuck back toes, engage back leg, maybe down dog. Maybe lift that left leg, bend knee, heel to glute, scorpion dog. And if wild things in your practice and you feel up for it, you're always welcome. Let's just make it back the way we came, squaring off hips, release the left foot down. Last down dog of the practice, try to enjoy it. Notice if it feels different than your first. And however you choose, we're making it to our mat. If you have a hop through, you can do that. You can drop your knees, sit back on heels. We're just gonna end up on our bottoms, legs extended towards the front of the room. Take your time if you wanna grab water or anything. You wanna feel rooted in your mat when you get down. So starting with a brief Dandasana staff pose, feet are flexed in, crown of the head is tall, hands by the sides, shoulders out of the ears. Good, next inhale, arms will reach up. On your exhale, hinge at your hips, but lead with your chest, releasing your head and neck last for a seated forward fold. And if you can't make it to the feet, don't worry about it. Maybe ankles, maybe shins, maybe you grab a strap. And know you can always use your breath in these poses. So maybe inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold as you pull your heart forward again. Next inhale, let's all rise. We're gonna bend our knees and bring our feet into the mat. Headed towards one of our last active postures. We're gonna start with a seated cat. Hands over the knees or shins. On your exhale, lean back, chin to chest, nice round spine. Good, next inhale, lift your chest up towards your knees. Notice the length you've created in your spine and make that your priority as we head back to Navasana Bow. Remember, hands can come behind the thighs. Sit back on those sit bones. Maybe you just hover your feet. You're still building strength. Maybe you take it to a 90. Maybe you release those arms. Maybe even the legs. But your goal is that long spine. So if anything's causing for the spine to round, pick the option that will allow you to keep your heart lifted. Continue to breathe. 2 more. You got this. And on your exhale, replace your feet to the mat. We're headed down to our backs. You have the option to challenge your core as you lower slowly, rolling your vertebrae to the mat, and maybe hands behind the thighs for support. Take your time. Good. Once you get down, option for an open mouth sigh. Just let it all out. Good. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to walk our heels in towards our glutes. Hands are by our sides, palms are face down. Feet are about hip width, headed to a bridge. Inhale, lift hips high. Keep your chin at center. Don't look at the screen here, just keep your chin at center. Don't let the weight fall into the neck. Continue to breathe. And slowly, let's articulate our spine back to the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you get down, knees in the chest. Maybe you want to rock left and right. Settling into center. We're headed to our last twist. Arms out to a T, and when you're ready, drop the knees to the right. Take your gaze left if okay for your neck. Stay mindful, we want both shoulder blades down. Good, next inhale, bring those knees to center with control of the core and drop them left. Gaze can go right if okay for the neck. Same concept here, both shoulder blades down. Good, with control of your abdomen, let's lift our knees back to center. They can make their way to the chest, or you can take happy baby, whatever your body prefers. If you choose happy baby, feet are flexed like you're stamping that ceiling. Maybe you rock left and right if it feels good. yourself this final hug of gratitude. Thank yourself for making time for this practice. And when you're ready, let's release into our final resting posture of Shavasana, where we began. I encourage you to take as much time as you need to get your wiggles out. Of all the postures you've done this morning, this one is by far the most important. Allowing your body and your mind to reap the benefits of this last hour. So notice anywhere you might still carry tension in the body. Unclench your jaw. Release any furrow between the eyebrows. Go as far as trying to soften behind your eyes, your eyelids. And again, let's look to each exhale as our opportunity, our chance to release, to let go. Shavasana as long as you'd like. For those of us who are ready to move on, we'll just begin to bring awareness into our bodies. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe rolling out ankles, wrists. And then reaching those arms overhead like a good morning stretch, stretching from end to end, from the toes up the entire body and out the fingertips. And then bringing our knees back towards the chest, we'll roll to the right side in the fetal position. You're welcome to use that right bicep as a pillow. Left palm can be placed into the earth in front of you. Just pause here for these final moments of stillness. Taking time to appreciate the quiet amongst the noise of our everyday lives. Remembering that peace doesn't mean to be in a place where there is no noise. It means to be amongst the noise and the chaos and still find calm in your heart. Pressing into your palm, let's make our way back to that comfortable seated position. And maybe you keep the eyes closed. Once you get there, let's all inhale our arms up one last time. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Maybe pressing the backs of the thumbs into the chest, feeling your heartbeat within you, and taking that as an opportunity to be grateful for each new day. I want to thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Thank yourself for taking this time to invest into you. Namaste translates into the light and goodness in me, honors, acknowledges, and respects the light and goodness in you. And together we seal our practice with Namaste. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for being here. And again, I want to thank you all for your support during this time. Like I said, I don't have the words to describe it, but it has been overwhelmingly positive in a very hard time. So just thank you for your support and stay tuned for more. Check out our online video library. We're trying to post these as we go. If you need anything, I'll be around. I'm still taking my time to respond to people. So if you haven't heard from me, I promise I'll get back to you soon. Thanks again.